Hi, congratulations for winning the DV 2024 lottery. You must be super excited. I can relate because I am a DV 2023 winner. Yep, you heard right. I won it on my first attempt and I just relocated to Florida, although I'm currently in Indianapolis about less than 2 months ago or almost 2 months ago. I'll be clocking 2 months on the 8th of April. So, as you are about to, you must be wondering what your next steps are after finding out that you have won. So, I just have a few tips to share with you. Obviously, if you've been researching information, you must know that one of the first steps that you have to take is submit your DS260. And some people have been asking me because I've been sharing most of my journey on TikTok, where to find the website that will help them fill in their DS260. So I am going to put a link in this video and also type out the address that you can use to submit the DS260. And most times we are taught to submit the DS260 in the quickest time possible, but I want to say that you do not have to fill it in one day, all right? Take your time. Take your time. Okay, fill it in, save the document, go walk around, do other things. Think if there's information you need to look for it, and come back and continue filling it so that by the time you're ready to submit it, you will have um, very few mistakes or no mistake at all. To avoid unlocking your DS260 in future, because once you submit your DS260 you cannot unlock it. So my first advice to you is that do take your time. I know we've been saying hurry up, fill it in quickly, but filling it in quickly doesn't mean we do it within hours or within a day or two. Some people take months, all right? So that's why we say try to fill it in quickly. Maybe take a few days, even a few weeks shouldn't be too bad. So, to help you fill in the DS260, you need information about yourself. Just make sure that you have a notebook so that by the time you're getting the results on May 6th, you have this information ready to help you start filling in your form. Get a notebook and write all the information about yourself, place of birth, everything about yourself, where you have worked, the number of years, the supervisor, phone number, because that is needed in past experience. But if you don't have those details, if you're a student or a young person that has just won, then your form would be easier to fill in. Then you also need information about your parents, their full names, where they were born, their date of birth, if they're still alive. You need all that information. If you're married, you need information about your spouse, when you two got married, where they were born, and just other details about their life. Even your children, the same thing. So you will need to fill in a DS260, not just for yourself, but for each child. If you have a spouse, you fill in their DS260. If you have 3 kids, you fill in 3 DS260 for your 3 kids. You will also need to submit information about your addresses where you lived from the age of 16. This came as a shock to me. And there are places that I didn't even know the address. I thought maybe I could lie, but someone told me, no, Sandra, don't lie. Just go out and get accurate information. So I had to drive to some of these places where we lived to get the address because the address was not it wasn't like there was a house number or anything. So yeah, make sure you get all the addresses from where you have lived from the time you were 16 years. Even if it's outside the country, you need to write that down. So every year there is something slightly different in the process. So no one can claim to have all the knowledge. So what everything that happened in DV 2023 may not exactly happen in for DV 2024. For example, when I was submitting my DS 260, And even when I was applying, it was a requirement for us to apply with a passport. So obviously, when filling in our DS260, we were required to submit, I mean, to have our passport number on those forms. However, I have listened to other um, YouTube YouTubers that have stated that you can actually use an ID while you're waiting for your passport to be processed, because there are those people that don't have a passport, and they have applied for a passport, and it might take a while before the passport is out. So they're wondering what happens. Do they have to wait until their passport is out for them to submit their DS260? Um, until a few days ago, I was also sure that you cannot fill in your DS260 without a passport. But after listening to that YouTuber saying that you can actually use your national ID um, to fill in your DS260 and submit it, then later on update when you get your passport. So, yeah, I guess, I mean, you can find out if this information is true or not. Um, and just go ahead and fill it in and submit it. So if your passport is not ready, it looks like you don't need it for now. So just go ahead and use your national ID to fill in your DS260. Once you have filled in all the information and you are ready to submit, and you submit your document, there's going to be a confirmation page. Now, this confirmation page is very important. You need to save it. Save it. I emailed it to myself. I asked KCC to email the confirmation page to me. And when they emailed it to me, I simply downloaded it and also kept the email for so that I could print it out in future. So you need to make sure that you save or print or ask them to email you the confirmation page, because you will need this confirmation page when it's time for you to attend your interview and also to do your medicals. I come from Zambia, so when I was going to the recommended hospital to do my medicals, I was required to submit my my DS260 confirmation page. Then sometimes, as much as we can try to be careful, sometimes after you've submitted your DS260, you feel you've filled in everything that needs to be filled in. Then, as months go by, as you educate yourself, as you watch other YouTube videos, as you come across new information, you might come across something that you feel would be very helpful to make your case really strong. Um, don't be afraid to unlock your DS260. I submitted my DS260 a week or two after winning. That was sometime in May. And then in August, I realized that I had made a mistake, because my mom's name was not her official name. When I discovered this, when I was getting my birth certificate, and then I saw her government name wasn't what I had put as her name in my DS260. So I thought, oh no, I need to go in and correct this. So I wrote to KCC, but before I did that, I was scared. I was like, am I able to do it? Can I correct this mistake? Thankfully, by watching other videos on YouTube or TikTok, I was able to learn that it's okay to unlock my DS260, and I followed the instructions on how to unlock it. So you just write to KCC, and they have a way that they want you to present your information so that they can attend to you, which I did, like your case number, year of birth, in a certain chronological order that they'll guide you on. So I did that, and I unlocked my DS260. I made those corrections. Oh, and I had also forgotten to put my high school information, because I thought high school wasn't important. I mean, I had a degree. What, what, what was high school? But then as I watched the videos, I learned that degree is not important. The most important thing is high school. Degree is just a supplement, an added advantage or something. I don't know if it can even be called an added advantage. Anyway, Then I realized, oh my gosh, I did not include the schools that I went to, uh, and they might think I never went to school. So yeah, I had to also edit that and add all the information, all the schools that I had gone to. Yeah, and so then I resubmitted my form and got a new confirmation page. So every time you unlock and make changes, you get a new confirmation page. So, like the first time, make sure you save, print, or email this confirm, or ask KCC to email the new confirmation page to you. I mean, you don't really have to ask them, sorry. On the website, there's a little button that asks whether you want the confirmation page to be emailed to you or not. So after making that first edit where I had to unlock my DS260, you'd think I was done, right? No, wrong. I had to make another edit sometime in November, but I was scared. I was like, no way are they going to allow me to unlock my DS260 for a second time. But I felt this information I needed to add on my work experience was important because I had gone on the website and I looked at past work, my past work experience, and realized that it was not qualifying work experience. It didn't have, it wasn't even on the website. And then I realized the part time job I was doing at the time, which I felt wasn't important enough to be included in my DS260, turned out to be uh, one of those jobs that was considered qualifying work experience. I wanted to strengthen my case. I didn't want to rely on education because in high school I hadn't passed maths, and I had heard of some interviews where some consular officers were giving people math problems to solve, and if they failed to solve those problems, they were denied a visa. So obviously, I panicked and I just wanted to strengthen my case. So I looked at my qualifying work experience and I found that it didn't even qualify. So then I discovered my part time job qualified. So obviously, I felt I needed to unlock my DS260. But then I was scared. How do I do this a second time? Again, having watched another YouTuber share their story on 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 how they got their green card lottery, I mean their green card visa, the journey they went through, and how they had to unlock their DS260 two times, and how it did not affect when they were called for interviews. It gave me confidence to go ahead and write to KCC to unlock my DS260 for the second time. They did it. I included that work experience and resubmitted my DS260 and got my third and final confirmation page because I realized by now no more edits, and I was getting closer to my number becoming current. And I was told that once your number becomes current, you can KCC can no longer unlock your DS260. You have to now write to the embassy to help you with that. So I didn't want that. So yeah, I was able to unlock in good time and then wait. And I my unlocking and submitting my DS260 in November did not affect my interview, me getting my second notification later, because I got it early January is when I got my second notification later to be interviewed on the 17th of February 2023. So they consider the first time you submit your DS260, which was in May. And I know this because I came across another DS, I mean, not DS, oh God, talking about DS, another DV2023 winner from my country who had a lower case number than mine, but is being interviewed sometime in May 2023. Um, and this was because she submitted her DS260 in October. But then my country, we don't have a lot of winners, so we can risk delaying to submit our DS260 because chances are most of the winners will, even if they have high case numbers, will get their interview date, and unless and if everything is in place, will most likely get their visa. So yeah, because she submitted late and despite having a lower case number, I went ahead. Uh, I went ahead of her. Yeah. So that's why we say try to submit your DS260 as early as you can. Yes. Then another frequently asked question after you submit your DS260 is people want to know how long did you wait till you were called for your interview. So I waited for 9 months. The time frame will vary depending on your case number, when you submitted your DS 260, performance of your embassy. Because even if you have a low case number, if your embassy is not performing well in your country, it doesn't matter when you submitted your DS 260. But from the time you win in May, um, the first interview is going to take place in October. So your shortest wait is going to be 5 months. But those that are interviewed in October, November, December, usually those with really low case numbers, and your number has to be current for you to be interviewed. Don't worry, you will learn what your number being current is eventually, or I'll explain it in another video. Um, yeah. So, but then the last people to be interviewed, that is gonna be in September before the end of the fiscal year for DV 2024. So your longest wait from May is going to be about 1 year, 6 months. I fell in between. I only waited for 9 months, but it was the longest 9 months of my life. But anyway, at the end of the day, it was worth the wait. Hope my tips helped, and I wish you all the best in your journey. It's gonna be a long wait. It can be a little bit stressful here and there. Just try to keep yourself busy. Try not to focus too much about it. And then try to watch as many videos as possible. Watch different content creators that talk about the DV journey. Don't just, I can say just watch my videos. Oh no, I will be doing you a disservice. Watch different YouTubers sharing about the DV experience. Each person will have something that you will learn from. Um, yeah, that will help you uh, educate yourself about the journey so that you understand where you are. It helped me because I was clueless when I won. I thought after winning that I would be leaving the country in the next month or so. So I had to educate myself. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Educate yourself by watching more content creators. So best wishes, and I will be posting more videos sharing my journey, my story, and other stuff. And I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my videos. Thank you.